Peace and grace to you, beloved. You did not arrive here by accident. This moment, this message, this breath, is not coincidence. It is divine timing. There are whispers from heaven moving toward you right now. A gentle call that only your soul could answer. A message that was written before time. And now, heaven is releasing it to you again. You've been sensing something. You've felt it in the quiet, in the in-between spaces, that feeling that someone, somewhere, is being stirred. Let this confirm what you already know deep inside. Heaven is speaking to you now. Yes, this is for you. A word sent by the one who sees your heart, who's watched your tears fall quietly, who's felt your soul reaching beyond time and space. There's someone, no matter how far they've tried to run, who cannot escape the pull of your spirit. Your energy, your essence, is calling them back, not out of desperation, but from the power of divine design. If this is resonating with something buried deep in you, then pause. Breathe. Let that settle in your chest. And when you're ready, type, "I receive," in the comments. Not as a ritual, but as a spiritual agreement. Because something is about to be revealed. Angels are saying, your energy is pulling them back. No matter how far they run, they cannot break free. Not because of obsession, but because of alignment. Because what is divinely woven cannot be unraveled by distance. Your spirit is louder than their silence. Your presence is still felt, even in your absence. And though they may have tried to move forward, they find themselves circling back to a memory that won't fade. It's not just a feeling. It's not just nostalgia. It's a spiritual bond that heaven is not allowing to dissolve. Your prayers, your tears, your surrender, they've all become part of a divine frequency. And heaven has taken note. What you thought was over was never really complete. It was only paused for purification. This person, they are being stirred. They feel your warmth in their coldest moments. They think of you at hours they cannot explain. And heaven is whispering your name into their restless thoughts. Your energy. It's a reminder, a calling, a magnet, not for control, but for restoration, because what was spiritually assigned must return to alignment in divine time. Pause, and let that truth settle. What you're sensing is real, and it's already moving toward you. You've been walking through a season that feels like silence, questions without answers, connections that faded, love that seemed to vanish without explanation. There were moments you asked, "Did I imagine it all? Did they ever feel what I felt?" And even deeper, "Was I not enough?" But heaven wants you to understand something sacred. This pain was never rejection, it was redirection. This separation was not punishment, it was preparation. Everything that felt like loss was making room. Room in your heart, room in your mind, room in your spirit, for something that will not collapse under pressure. You were not abandoned. You were being aligned. Beloved, the reason it hurt so deeply is because it was real, but it was also incomplete. And heaven never finishes anything half-written. They had to go through their own fire. And you had to discover your worth in the waiting. As it is written in Isaiah, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." You didn't lose your way. You were being led through the wilderness to discover your true strength. And now, things are shifting. You didn't lose people. Heaven removed them, not to harm you, but to protect what you could not yet see. Some connections were held together by longing, not by purpose. Some bonds were built on potential, not on covenant. And so, Heaven stepped in. There were things hidden beneath the surface, things you sensed but couldn't explain. You tried to hold on. You prayed harder. You waited longer. But what you thought was delay was actually divine rearrangement. God is not cruel. He is careful. He saw the places you were willing to shrink yourself just to be loved. He saw the tears you cried in secret when you weren't chosen. And he said, "Enough." Heaven began clearing space, not just in your surroundings, but in your spirit, because what is coming needs room. Room to breathe, room to grow, room to align perfectly. And the one who once ran from your light is beginning to feel its warmth again. You were never being punished. You were being positioned. The alignment is sacred. The timing is ordained. And Heaven is preparing both of you, separately, for the same divine intersection. Pause here. Let that truth settle deep. Because the rearrangement was never rejection. It was prophecy unfolding. Lately, things have been shifting in quiet ways. You've been waking up with their name in your spirit. You've heard songs that feel like memories, seen places that pull your heart without reason, felt a tug, like something is drawing near, but not yet visible. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. Heaven is subtle but never silent, and when divine alignment is in motion, your soul begins to feel the rhythm before your eyes see the proof. You may notice an urge to pray for them, even when you're unsure where they are. Dreams that feel more like visits than imagination. A sudden pull to forgive, to release, to prepare. Your heart is being softened again, not for the sake of the past, but for the promise of what's to come. As it is written in Psalm, "The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delighteth in his way." Nothing is random, not the timing, not the silence, not the stirring. The alignment is in progress. You are being led, step by step, into a divine setup. And even now, they're sensing something too, because Heaven does not align one without awakening the other. Pause here. Let your spirit recognize the signs. This is not coincidence. This is coordination. You've questioned your worth. You've asked if you were too much, too emotional, too broken, too late. But Heaven silences those lies with truth. You are not too much. You are precisely designed. You are not behind. You are right on divine schedule. Beloved, the weight you carry is not a flaw. It is evidence of depth, of care, of a heart molded by Heaven's hands. You've been through things others would have folded under, and still, you're here, still soft, still hopeful, still willing to believe that love can be sacred. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible to the one who created you, and you are certainly not overlooked by the one being prepared for you. There are delays you didn't understand, but there were also protections you didn't see, as it is written in Romans 8 verse 18. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. What you thought disqualified you, God is using to qualify you. What was shattered is being shaped. What was lost is being redefined. Let this truth breathe inside you. You are still worthy of a love that stays. And heaven hasn't changed its mind about you. There is someone whose soul is being refined, even now. They are not perfect. They are not polished. But they are being purified by fire. Just like you, they've walked through loss. They've questioned everything. They've cried out to God in the middle of the night asking, "Where is the one who truly sees me?" And heaven whispered your name. This person, they carry a depth that matches yours, a tenderness buried beneath silence, a strength hidden beneath scars. They are learning what it means to stay. They are healing from what taught them to run. They are uncovering the courage to love purely, not out of fear, but out of truth. Their journey hasn't been easy, but it has been necessary, because when the two of you finally align, you will not be meeting as strangers. You will be reuniting as survivors of the same spiritual war. This is not fantasy. This is covenant. And heaven is not preparing just any love, but a love that restores, rebuilds, and revives. They have felt your energy even in their silence. Your essence has not faded. It has lingered. And heaven is now stirring them toward alignment. You are both being prepared. You are both being positioned. And soon your paths will cross again, not by chance, but by divine design. When it happens, you won't second-guess it. You won't be left anxious, overthinking, or begging for clarity. You'll feel peace, not panic. Stillness, not confusion. Wholeness, not a hole. Your soul will whisper, "It's them." And this time, it won't shout through chaos. It will hum through peace. There will be no games, no chasing, no wondering if you're too much. They'll see you, really see you, and meet you with the same depth you've always carried. Your conversations will flow like rivers. Your silences will feel like songs. You will feel safe in their presence, because their spirit has been made safe through surrender, as it is written in Philippians. And the peace of God, which passeth all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. That peace will be the sign, not a perfect face, not the ideal checklist, but divine peace. You'll know them not just by how they speak, but by how your spirit rests when they do. Let that truth calm your doubts. You won't have to force anything, because what's meant for you will meet you, peacefully and powerfully. Now it's time to agree with heaven. This isn't just a message to hear. It's a word to receive. And when you speak it, you give it permission to manifest in your life. Say this out loud with faith. I am ready for what heaven has prepared for me. Let those words rise from your chest. Speak them again, slower this time. Feel the power in them, because this isn't hope alone. This is alignment in motion. Now type those same words in the comments. I am ready for what heaven has prepared for me, not for ritual, but for release, because something shifts when spirit and speech agree. Heaven is responding. The shift is already happening. This isn't a waiting season. It's a walking season, because what you once thought was on pause has quietly begun to move beneath the surface. Heaven has already set things in motion. Timelines are being rearranged. Paths are being redirected. And hearts that wandered are beginning to remember. This is not just about feelings returning. It's about divine instruction being followed. There is a stirring happening. In their dreams, in their spirit, in their atmosphere. They're thinking of you, not just in memory, but in revelation. and what they once ran from, they're now being drawn back to, not by force, but by conviction, because your name was not forgotten in heaven's script. It's written, sealed, protected, and now released. You are not standing still. You are walking into fulfillment. Every delay has been measured. Every silence has been strategic. And now the door is opening, not with a shout, but with a whisper. It's time. Let your spirit agree. Let your heart remain open. And know this: heaven is not teasing you with signs. Heaven is trusting you with prophecy. While you've been healing, they've been breaking. While you've been surrendering, they've been searching. You see, your silence didn't go unnoticed. Your absence wasn't invisible. There were moments when your name surfaced in their soul without warning, when they reached for their phone, but didn't know what to say, when they smiled at a memory, but swallowed the ache. They've been carrying questions. Did I miss something divine? Did I walk away from something I was meant to protect? They've been revisiting places where your presence still lingers, listening for heaven's voice, even through their own noise. They've cried out too. They've wrestled with regret, and in quiet moments, they've asked God for another chance, not just at love, but at alignment, because something in them knows it wasn't supposed to end this way. And now heaven is whispering to their spirit, reminding them that covenant cannot be erased, only delayed. You're not the only one waiting. You're not the only one hurting. And you're certainly not the only one hoping. They're being drawn, not by nostalgia, but by spiritual remembrance. And when they return, they won't come back confused. They'll come back awakened. They may not look like what you expected. They may not fit the image you painted in your head. Not your type. Not your usual pattern. Not the version your past self would have chosen. But they will be your truth. Because heaven does not send what flatters your ego. It sends what fulfills your soul. They will speak to the parts of you that others overlooked. They will carry a presence that calms your storms, and their appearance may surprise you, but their spirit will feel like home. Remember what is written in 1 Samuel, "For the Lord seeth not as man seeth. For man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart." This connection will not be born out of attraction alone. It will be birthed through purpose, timing, and divine fire. Stay open. Stay discerning. Because when it arrives, it may not look like your past, but it will feel like your promise. This is not just about holding hands. It's about holding space. For healing, for destiny, for legacy. Heaven is not just giving you romance. It's giving you restoration. Because what's coming is more than a relationship. It's a partnership, a mission, a divine appointment wrapped in love's skin. Together, you won't just love each other. You'll awaken each other. Call out dreams buried under years of pain. Break generational patterns with prayer, not pressure, and build something that echoes in eternity. This love will speak to your calling. It will fuel your creativity. It will sharpen your discernment. It will bring peace to the very places that once knew war. You'll know it's divine not because it's always easy, but because it's always aligned. As it is written in Isaiah, "Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall ye not know it?" What you're walking into is not a repeat. It's a rebirth. God is not recycling an old thing. He's birthing a new thing, with new language, new strength, new vision. You were never meant to walk alone. And now, heaven is bringing you someone who sees not just your face, but your future. Speak this like a seal upon your spirit. Let your words carry weight, not as a wish, but as a witness to what's already unfolding. Say it out loud now. I am prepared and expecting divine alignment. Don't whisper it in fear. Declare it in faith. You are not hoping this happens. You are agreeing with heaven's timeline. Say it again. I am prepared and expecting divine alignment. Now, type it in the comments, because when you type it, you release it into the atmosphere. Every word is an arrow. Every agreement is a key. You're not begging anymore. You're aligning. Let the heavens see your faith in motion. Let your angels respond to your activation. Because this moment is not just emotional. It's spiritual. And something always shifts. When you speak what your spirit already knows to be true. This is how prophecy becomes reality. This is how faith becomes sight. Beloved, this is already on its way to you. Not someday. Not if you're good enough. But in alignment with heaven's perfect timing. You have not been forgotten. You are not being teased with glimpses of what could be. You are being trusted with what will be. What you feel pulling at your spirit. It's not imagination. It's confirmation. The delay was never denial. It was preparation. So when it arrives, you will have the capacity to carry it. Let these final words settle into your soul. You are not too much. You are not too late. You are exactly where heaven wants you to be. Every prayer has been heard. Every tear has been seen. And every moment has been used, even the painful ones, to position you for this sacred return. Let your heart rest now. Let your faith rise. Because what is yours by covenant cannot be missed by chance. This is your confirmation. Heaven has spoken, and it is so.